picking top 5, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. Rousers.
Are we on?
Jesus Christ! Good God! Did it hurt your ear?
Yes, that was loud as fuck. I'm turning you down.
We're here.
Can you hear me okay? Am I good?
Yeah, welcome to the house for us.
Hi.
Welcome.
So this was Hunter's pick. And what'd you pick, Hunter?
I picked Crimson Tide.
From 1995.
Now it's our duty not to launch until we can confirm. You're presuming that we have other submarines out there ready to launch. Now it's our duty. We can play these games all night, Mr. Hunter. We can play these games all night. We can play these games all night, Mr. Hunter. We can play these games all night. Duty. Mr. Hunter, we have rules that are not open to interpretation, personal intuition, gut feelings, hairs on the back of your neck, little devils or angels sitting on your shoulders. We're all very well aware of what our orders are and what those orders mean. They come down from our commander-in-chief. They contain no ambiguity. Mr. Hunter, I've made a decision. I'm captain of this boat. Now shut the fuck up!
The most bizarre pick, and that's saying something, we've ever had.
I like to always throw the curveball
Left
in
field.
there.
Yeah. Strange.
Some
I had Click Clack Jack. You know, I got to be the one that's always
And this one was the
injecting
weirdest
crazy
pick,
ones.
I feel like.
Probably.
I did not see this one coming.
I gotta explain this one.
Okay. Take it away.
So Gene Hackman is a psychopath, general type, captain type, and Denzel Washington's like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
All right.
Crimson Tide.
I just want to say, I'm going to get my opinion out on the movie really quickly.
Okay.
I am typically not into these movies in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like... I realized this as I was watching it. I do not like movies that are confined to like a ship or like Air Force movies.
Okay.
I generally don't like... It's not that I think they're bad. I just can't get into them for whatever reason.
Okay.
And the first half, or the first like 30 to 40 minutes of the movie, I was thinking, oh my God, this is going to be awful. I've sit through hours of this. And then 35-minute mark, 40-minute mark, amazing. Loved it.
You loved it?
Thought it was
Okay.
amazing.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay.
See, I went the other way with it because I enjoy a movie that can almost work in those constraints of having like as few set pieces as possible and have to work around the same shit. And I thought this movie does a really good job of showing you a bunch of parts. I mean, because there's a bunch of submarine movies out there.
Or especially around that time period.
Yeah. And I think this one does a really good job of giving you the feel of the inside of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very, very 90s in the ways, in the music, the cinematography, the way the intro credits is done.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
A lot of the shots, just like everything about it was very, very 90s.
Yeah. Well, it was written and directed by Tony Scott.
Tony
Not Toby Scott. Tony Scott, which is
The
really
Office?
Scott's
It's his brother.
brother.
Uh-huh.
I've seen many of his movies, and I usually don't like them at all. I hate most of his movies. I liked Deja Vu.
What else did he do?
He made Top Gun. I hate Top Gun.
Okay.
He made Unstoppable. Hate Unstoppable.
Is that the train movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
He made Deja Vu. That one's okay.
Yeah, but that one was also, it followed up right behind like Man on Fire.
Yeah.
And it looked like cinematography stylistically, it was just it looks so similar to that. I feel like.
Yeah. But I'm kind of in the same boat with Colin, except for me, it was the first hour and a half that was just awful. And I could not believe what I was seeing. And then the last half hour, I was like, this is really dope. But the first hour and a half, I was like, God, this is terrible.
There was a moment that I wrote down where it picked up for me, and it was shoot, what was it exactly? It was when, oh my God, I'm gonna forget. Oh, it's fine. I'll come back to it.
Well,
there's a specific moment where it picked up for me. It was.
I would just say Gene Hackman's performance is hacky and hammy as fuck.
Oh, I love
that
it. That
dude hammed it up so much, and there's so many weird.
I don't know how hammy it was. I think in the beginning maybe a little more hammy, but when he was really starting to just get angry and losing it, he's losing control and not being the proper way he's supposed to be. I felt like that wasn't as hammy.
A lot of it just seemed so unrealistic to me. It seemed so silly. Like so many things that like Gene Hackman says. Like I can't remember. He literally says something along the lines of like he brings Denzel Washington in and he's like, "You just think I'm some kook. You just think I'm some crazy old man, but I got a method to my madness," and all this stuff. And I was just like, this just seems so fake.
See, I thought the corny people were not Gene Hackman. I thought Gene Hackman was amazing. It's actually one of my notes is that he's just a fucking amazing actor.
I thought he was great in this movie.
I can
kind of see where he's coming from on the dialogue end on that, but I don't think.
But I thought all the
supporting was bad.
The supporting characters were very corny, like the ones that were like jumping on his side, and since we haven't really gone over it, yeah, it's pretty much Denzel Washington is like. I also had a question about this, but he was kind of assigned as like the co-captain of the submarine, and Gene Hackman decides to, who's the other captain, go ahead and shoot off bombs that's going to start a nuclear holocaust without the orders coming through. So Denzel Washington starts a mutiny and takes over the submarine. But,
well, the orders came through. There was just another transmission that was coming through, and they didn't know whether or not that was to say, yeah, for sure, do it, or hey, don't do it.
Because something hits the submarine, which causes a glitch.
The scene that got me that where it picked up for me was the Silver Surfer line. I thought that was actually
that was
a
great line.
I was like,
And you know why that's so great? Because fucking Quentin Tarantino wrote that dialogue.
Did he really?
Yeah. Because what happened
awesome.
was the script I read about. The script was so bad that they called in Quentin Tarantino to rewrite scenes to add more character development for the people. And his two biggest contributions that they kept were the Silver Surfer scene. There was one character he wrote in completely. The character wasn't even in the script. It's one of the helpers that helps Denzel Washington.
Is it the dude fixing the radio? Because he gets nerdy with him, he makes the Star Trek references.
He wrote the whole Star Trek scene too.
Okay,
he wrote that. He wrote the Silver Surfer. And
that works, but I mean, that's great additions then, because that does add to his character of he's supposed to be this new school, like Gene Hackman's the old way, he's the new way, slick, new. But then that throws in that characterization of he's actually kind of nerdy too, because he knows Trek, he knows Silver Surfer.
Well,
he actually reads comic books.
The whole theme of the movie is positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement. That's kind of what I felt like. It was like Gene Hackman, like the scene where he's like, everyone on the crew needs a swift kick in the ass. And then he's like, I think morale is really low. Actually, is what's going on. Like, we need to raise morale.
Oh yeah, it's just just a battle of ideas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought like Gene Hackman was like the guy who's like, I get my people going through negative reinforcement by like beating them into submission, and Denzel Washington's like, I'm gonna come at this with like tact and like try to get them positive.
And that's kind of like I said, the whole reason I picked this movie is because I just saw another YouTuber randomly suggest it that I like to watch a lot, and that was one of the main arguments he had, is that this is just a nice movie because you're not hit over the head with like good guy, bad guy. It's more, now it does lean more.
It gets there towards the end.
It leans more at the end, but for a lot of it, you don't know which side to be on. Which decision is the right one. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because even when Denzel makes the right decision, a lot of times it costs lives. Like you're still questioning, did he do the right thing even?
Yeah. And I would say there's definitely good scenes, but like the morale being low scene I thought was cheesy as hell. Just like the dialogue of like, he's like, oh, you think morale's low? And then he gets on the thing, he's like, this is your captain. Fuck all y'all. And it's just like, oh, good gosh. But
again,
the
it's just
scene-
the two ideas. I guess I can kind of see it, but I just felt like it was just pushing forward more of these battling ideals.
Yeah, well,
but again,
there's good scenes. Like I thought the scene where the people are drowning and Denzel Washington has to
great
make the
scene.
decision. I
Amazing
thought that
scene.
scene was fantastic, and that's when it started to pick up. I think more for me.
And the scene where Denzel's rocking, he's beating the heavy bag and hitting the mitts
That
and
was
stuff.
so stupid.
Yeah, that was the worst.
And
scene
guess
in the movie.
what?
Cut that shit out immediately.
That was Denzel Washington's idea. He said, "Guess,
Oh my
hey
God.
guys, let me hit a heavy bag."
Yeah, that was just pure vanity. Like, let me just throw something. Let me show off my bod.
again, though, I thought that was just pushing this idea of this is the new age. This is like Gene Hackman is older dude, still in shape, but not as great. Denzel Washington's the new version. He's the T2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also just approaches everything with more like intellect. I feel like the other guy is just like kind of ornery and prideful and stubborn, and Denzel's more like, I don't know. He does a lot of stuff by the book, but he's also like very purposeful in like everything that he's trying to do. Like he gives the dude the keys at the end, like he's like planning all this shit out.
Yeah, he's
Whereas-
more mindful, whereas the other guy's more instinct based off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And again, like it's just the battling ideals that they're trying to show, which I thought again, and they build it up right from the beginning. They're having that discussion of what they think war is for, and
Yeah.
they very early on they show you that these two think completely differently about this subject.
There was one. See, when the movie started, there was actually one scene where I wrote down. I actually kind of agree with Gene Hackman. Well, not that I agreed, more that I understood and didn't necessarily disagree with what he did. But when he does the fire drill thing, or he sets the drill off when the fire's going on,
Yeah.
I thought it was actually pretty smart. That's actually like totally made sense.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like-
I was fine with that too.
I was like, yeah, like totally makes sense that he would do that. And yeah, but then obviously as the movie goes on, Gene Hackman goes off the rails, and I was kind of mad that he didn't get him and his people that followed him didn't get what they had coming to him.
Oh,
'Cause,
I enjoyed that.
they needed to all be murdered.
But
They were all just fucking awful people.
some of the decisions, though, I think they make Gene Hackman go off the rails a little too much, because like threatening to shoot some of his people on the ship and stuff is like
His pride just took over.
There's no captain who's going to do that, because even from the beginning.
But
when-
you don't. But I don't know. That's tough to say, man. You're talking about like literally
He's also got anger
nuclear
problems.
war. Like this is the biggest decision you could possibly have to make, and somebody is saying like you have finally made the decision to do it, and people are still saying no.
I just didn't think that they didn't win me over on someone. Like they didn't convince me enough that he'd be willing to like start shooting people.
Well, his pride and ego just took over at that point.
Yeah,
he
but-
was more obsessed with winning than winning the
I don't know,
situation
man.
versus actually like the surviving and shooting them with the missile or whatever. I feel like he was just more concerned about like I'm the captain now.
From his
Yeah.
point
By
of
the
view,
end.
he's again. I mean, yeah, he is. It's nuts to think about, but he's sacrificing one life for 1 billion. He believes that he has to nuke this, or Russia will launch nukes and kill everyone in fucking America.
Yeah.
I wrote down I want all these don't tread on my rights gung ho extremist conservative people these people are to die immensely because it seemed like that's what all the people were on his side were. They were like, we're gonna fucking go to war and we're excited about it. They even in the beginning they're all at the table like, yeah, fucking bombing Nagasaki, which like I'm not saying that I was against the Nagasaki Hiroshima, a whole different debate, but like that they were just like talking about it in such a positive light, like, yeah, fucking kill the commies, dude. I was like,
yeah.
oh my god, I want all these people to just die.
And I could be wrong, but from the sole fact, from the very like beginning, when he decides I'm gonna take, like, Denzel Washington is the captain, and he decides I'm gonna take over and I'm actually the captain, and he becomes the captain. They like hold Denzel Washington hostage. Can he immediately just go to prison for that now? From the very get-go, from that moment on, like, now he can go to prison.
He would be. I mean, it would depend on what the people on the ship would say and testify to. But yeah, Gene Hackman would have been fucked afterwards. He'd be in jail.
Yeah, just from the sole fact of
break,
him
whatever.
becoming the captain in the first place. So then also threatening to shoot people. Like, when this is over, you're done, dude. What are you doing?
So I missed one key piece of dialogue in the beginning. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter too much. What exactly? Why was Denzel Washington like assigned to go to him again? Like, what was his whole purpose?
His the original EXO, the guy under Gene Hackman, his appendix burst, and they needed somebody to replace him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the birthday scene's hilarious at the very beginning. It's like 5 seconds of character development. Just the family. Then he sees the news and he's like, "Looks like I'm back. I'm off." And he just immediately goes.
Viggo Morgenstein.
Extremely amazing actor. I mean, he doesn't do a lot in this one, but
He's still good in it.
I mean, he's still solid.
Weird seeing him with that haircut.
I like old James Gandolfini. I think he played his role well.
I was blown away by Steve Zahn. I didn't know he was gonna be.
Yeah, Steve Zahn
What the
popping
fuck's
up
he
cracked
doing
me
here?
up. For
He doesn't
sure.
do enough. I enjoy Steve Zahn. Everything I've ever seen him in.
God, I really want to suggest Saving Silverman one time, but I just can't take it if you guys shit on that movie.
It's got really good reviews.
I really can't take it if you guys shit on that movie.
Pick Strange Wilderness. I'm dying to watch
You
it.
guys will really shit on that movie.
I really want to see it.
I still like that one.
He's
All right,
great,
whatever.
what's that
Fucking
Black-
Crimson Tide, man.
Crimson Tide. Yeah.
I liked how they played with working in that space. I'm guessing they actually built the stage where they could just move it around in different ways.
Oh yeah.
Or something. Because I mean, when they're at a slant, like they're actually leaning on shit.
Yeah.
Like whenever that shit moves up and down. So I just thought that was a nice little touch to actually show that type of how they have to move around and not kept it stagnant.
Yeah.
Really, when the movie hit like the 30 to 45 minute mark, it was super tense. Just the rest of the movie was just had me on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah.
Super tense. Like.
Yeah, that fucking submarine battle was sick.
Yeah, with the radar and everything. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, what's about to happen? And then you got them fighting on the ship and God knows what. Yeah, very tense. I only had one real negative note besides the first 30 to 45 minutes being kind of boring. The score would just not stop, and I hate that. I hate movies that do that, where the music just doesn't take a break.
Oh yeah.
It's very 90s. Hans Zimmer, the music's good. It's just it never stops.
It's
just
honestly,
keeps going.
it's my least favorite score I've seen from him.
It reminded me of, it's very piratey. Very
Was it Hans Zimmer really did this?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I thought the score. It is never ending,
Yeah,
but
it
I
never
think
stops.
it needed it. It needed a lot to help build that tension because it's literally just two ideals battling.
Well,
that's your main conflicts, and it's in a confined space on a sub. So I think it needed that type of stuff to build the moments.
I would have just liked it when they were having
Hey, you
like
gotta point the mic at you.
when they were having the direct conflicts of like when they were like directly face to face and stuff. I just wish those scenes would have been like dead silent.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially the
like,
one at the
I don't
end
want,
where they're
like,
having
the-
the conversation before they get that last EAM.
I don't want that sappy ass music going. It's,
Yeah.
it's just a very 90s thing to do. So
Well, that's the thing is that it just took me a while to get into it because the movie just felt so, I guess, like it felt very Hollywood to me. The movie, it felt extremely like, hey, we're making a movie and this is happening. Like, and it was very hard for me to like really feel like anything real was happening for a while.
I can maybe see that in the beginning. Like I can maybe get the argument with Colin of 30 to 40 minutes, but I don't see an hour and a half.
Especially like his speech at the beginning when he's standing up, he's like, all right, boys, we're gonna go to possibly the biggest war of all
that
time.
stuff was all
And then
corny.
he's like, and then he makes
sure.
he makes some awful joke. I wish I remember what the joke was. It's not funny at all, and then it just cuts to the whole crowd, and they're all like, ah, ha, 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 and like they're all like dying and laughing. And I don't know. It was just, like I said, it did pick up. It does get tense towards the climax, and there is some good scenes, but it was very hard for me to get fully involved up until a certain point.
all right. Well, I don't know.
Let me just see. I didn't really even read any of my
I
notes.
guess I don't
Let me
have
just
much more to say about it.
Let me take a good old gander.
Yeah, like I said, I just liked how they set up kind of the conflicting personalities early on. Like, it was just right from the beginning, you knew these two guys were not going to get along. And like I said, I just liked how they showed, like, all the confinement. And, like, you never really see a kitchen scene and, like, submarine type shit. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of neat to show that aspect of it.
I loved the scene where the dude with the New Yorker accent or whatever is like got the keys and he's like, I'm going to the bathroom, and the MP is like stopping and he's like, no, shut, like, just get the fuck back. And he just beats
he
his
just-
ass. That shit was
yeah.
awesome. I love that. That was a great scene.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Another scene that made me laugh, which I think it was unintentional, is when they're on the ship or they're on the submarine, they're about to go under, and then Denzel Washington says something, and Gene Hackman goes, "Bravo! You know, most people in my day would have said this, but you didn't do that. You just looked straight ahead, and I know we're gonna have a good old relationship." And I was just like, what is this?
I didn't hate that scene because what he says is he's like, "This is the part I love, you know, this moment right before we go down." And then Denzel doesn't say anything, and that's why he says "bravo." He said most people would ruin that moment with silence.
Yeah,
the other complaints you had on dialogue, I get, but I feel like that one is fine, and it helps again build these conflicting, but they still agree on some things.
Yeah, I mean, it has great reviews and everything. It has 88 on Rotten Tomatoes and all that, but
I just say you have to take into account the time period also. Man.
I don't know, dude. There's movies from the 90s that hold up very well.
But like
I don't see this not holding up.
Even like Saving Private Ryan has like some like corny stuff in it too.
Not
like,
really though.
Yeah, dude. Whenever they cut back to like the gravestones and shit, that stuff's all really corny to me. That's Spielberg, right?
I mean, like I said, a lot of Tony Scott's movies have good reviews, like Unstoppable and Top Gun. Well, Top Gun doesn't actually have that good reviews, but I've never really been a fan of his directing. I don't like how he directs. Really, I'm not a big fan of his.
Not a fan.
I guess we're going on to ratings then.
Yeah, let's go. We gotta do our first ad read.
Oh,
I got it.
He's got it.
I got it ready.
Let's cut to a quick commercial break.
Commercials gotta pay for the show.
This episode of The House of Rouse is brought to you by...
All right, this week's ad is Stop all the screaming. Don't scream. Call a Kim.
Call a Kim. You got it.
I think it's Akeem. I think his name's
Akeem? That's not how you would spell that.
Tell that to Akeem.
Have you been in an accident recently that's had you screaming like a virgin on prom night?
Oh my god.
Don't scream. Call Akeem. Bender. Don't scream. Call Akeem. Falling and can't get up. Don't scream. Call Akeem. Hit a tree on your bike. Don't scream. Call Akeem. 800-777-7777. The House of Rouse is not officially sponsored by Don't Scream, Call Akeem.
Oh my god. And the House of Rouse. So we were actually sponsored by Akeem now, huh?
I like how all those.
so.
Oh yeah, you blew your mic out.
I figured. Is it still working?
No, you're good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Well, hey, a shout out to Akeem from.
Akeem.
I believe he's from Georgia. I'm not sure, probably in the Savannah area.
Hi, Akeem. I don't know who you are. But
Someone send this to Akeem if you're listening.
777-7777.
Yep. Let's. I guess we'll go to ratings. We'll go down the line. I'm actually gonna give this movie a 63%. It is majorly flawed. I would say in my opinion, it's very dumb, but it is entertaining. It is entertaining.
Oh my god. It's to me?
Yep.
yeah.
So like I said, I don't typically enjoy these movies, but I will say for what this movie is, 8 out of 10. Very solid. Edge of your seat, thriller, kind of war movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's probably about where I had, because I was probably go B-. Yeah, I appreciated a movie that didn't give you a clear-cut answer. Like I said, they made Gene Hackman go a little crazier at the end, but for the most part, like I said, it's no one's a clear winner. I feel like, as far as, again, because even when Denzel does something you think is right, it usually costs lives. So I just thought it was nice to see that played with, and be a cool submarine movie with cool submarine battles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not as good as Battleship.
Nope, not as good.
Yeah, needed more Rihanna.
More Liam Neeson.
Everything needs more Rihanna and Liam Neeson.
Uh-huh.
All right. Coming up next, Top 5.
Top 5 Marvel movies, but like not just the MCU.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
hit that transition song.
This is the transition song. Transition song. Transition song.
Oh God.
Is this thing almost over?
I can't do this anymore.
We're just gonna rush through this last part.
I hope
We're
so.
gonna get this over with. I can't do this anymore.
I hope so. Luckily, and we're back. I go first.
Do you now?
Top 5 Marvel
Marvel?
movies.
This is the bit where
Marvel.
everybody gets angry.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably not a good thing for me to go first.
I don't know. I'll write my list very quickly.
I have no.
Although
clue
I
what
still
your
feel like
list
this
is
would probably, maybe just a different order, but pretty much the same.
But I will say,
Here's how I watched all of them, so I know.
well, no, I'm saying what it's based off of. And yeah, I watched every MCU movie one a day in a row to finish out the chapter or whatever. And so and I rated them all and all that. So based off of all that, I put that into account as well. So
I would hope so.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I did that, and then I didn't
did
put
all
any
of
of
that,
into account.
and then I threw away those notes.
I didn't base anything off of
I
that.
used erase away on all of those notes.
Cut to erase away. All right, number 5. I think I would change my number 3 fruit. From
He actually.
Black. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, nice.
Number 5.
I would have been impressed if you actually did.
Number 5. X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Honorable mention.
That's the best X-Men movie in my opinion.
Debatable.
Very much so.
X2.
I
right
think
there with it.
Days of Future Past is the best.
Well, there's another one. If you count that.
I remember seeing that in theaters and not really expecting a lot, and like it was there's very few times when I'm watching a movie and I don't really want it to end. I just want more of it. Like unless it's Christopher Nolan, because I could watch it all day, and Tarantino. But this movie, by the time it was ending, I was kind of sad. I was like, damn, I really wish this was going to keep on going. Yeah, it just has everything, and it's the epitome of X-Men.
It's just very odd. I don't hate that pick, but for you to say it's the best one, and I'm assuming there's no more X-Men on the rest of this list. Let's see where this goes.
It's top 3 X-Men movies for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know what order I put it in, number 2 or number 3.
I think I know exactly what order I put it in.
Get ready for this one, everybody.
One of these is going to make everyone mad.
Get ready for this.
Including all the listeners.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
Number 4, Iron Man 3.
arguably the worst Marvel movie ever made.
That shit sucks.
Iron Man 3.
Sucks.
I saw it for the first time, in theaters, and
I can't believe I guessed it.
I liked it a lot, but not like amazingly as much as I thought. But it was still pretty good, and people were shitting on it at the time. And I liked it. It was like middle of the road Marvel. But I went back and rewatched it while I was watching them all, and that one, as you can see, in my list, it stood out to me more than like most of any of them as one of the best standalone Marvel movies in the MCU, because you get to see Tony Stark as a human being in that one, and you get to see him stripped away from his powers and start from scratch, and it created a
He's literally a POW in Iron Man 1.
It created a really interesting dynamic where he has no tools available, and he's in a garage with this He's in a garage with this kid, and then you have two amazing, incredible actors playing the villains. You have Guy Pearce and Ben Kingsley. Ben Kingsley's one of the goats of acting.
Oh, what?
And you have him
he's a great actor.
playing an amazing Mandarin, even though you have that one decision is what always hurts it for everyone, that subverts everyone's expectations and all that.
That wasn't even the bad thing
not
about the movie.
Hate that choice whatsoever. I thought it was actually really interesting to do that. And I just thought everything they did with Tony Stark was very interesting in his relationship with that kid, and seeing like himself in this kid growing up, and
oh my God.
Number 3.
it was really interesting. It was very interesting.
Number
to me.
3.
I really enjoyed
The
it.
worst thing about the movie is the way they beat the villain. They're like, okay, we're gonna blow him up. And I go, well, that didn't work. Let's blow him up again, and it just works the second time. And then Iron Man's completely useless because he builds a bunch of robot Iron Man prototypes that can just fly and do all the same thing he can. So Tony Stark is worthless. It's just anybody can be Iron Man.
Number 3.
There's a small community of people who agree with me.
Very,
Very small.
Yes, but they
So
know.
small.
Reach out. We're pen pals. I'm starting a pen pal. Number 3, Infinity War. Infinity War is fucking awesome.
Infinity War is great.
It's the only MCU movie that is just darkness the entire time. It is just Thanos like fucking up everyone. And then it like has that extremely disturbing scene where everyone's dying and there's no music or anything, and Spider-Man is in Tony Stark's arms and he's like crying and he's like, I don't want to go, and he just disappears, dude. That shit is dark. And the action's fucking incredible. Yeah, Infinity War's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it's really solid.
Number 2, Captain America Civil War. Captain America Civil
What?
War.
I blanked out after Captain America because I just assumed
Civil
you were going to
War.
say Winter Soldier, but instead you've said Civil War. I think you've misspoken.
Captain America Civil
They
War.
both suck. Don't give a shit about either of them.
I don't have Winter Soldier up there.
Oh God.
Civil War was the only MCU movie that brought like real depth and questions to the story, and like it shows like there's first of all there's great commentary on like political sides of America with what's happening, and then second of all, it's like what's right, the pure stone facts or the emotional attachment in life. And both of them are like very human, but in different ways, and you don't know who to pull for. And like this, because one of them's right, and the other one's like wrong, but he's also right, and it's very hard
Wait, who do you think was right?
It sounds like you're just describing Crimson Tide.
Well, this was a much better version of Crimson
I remember
Tide.
thinking Captain America was right.
That's what I'm saying. Captain America was right, but Iron Man's like not wrong, if that makes sense.
Wrong for the right reasons.
But I didn't care enough because I didn't enjoy the movie very much.
It has the greatest action.
won't argue.
Well, the second greatest action sequence in the MCU.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah, and that movie actually, like, you left that one, you actually kind of like really question, like feeling something, which you don't get a lot from MCU, to be honest. But number 1, Endgame. Avengers Endgame is the
Stupid.
number 1, of course. Extremely
Holy
emotional.
shit.
Yeah, retarded.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Dude, how? Oh my God.
Number 1's Endgame.
I did not see that coming at all.
What?
Endgame.
No.
Is a very, very, very well done emotional wrap up to this huge dynasty that these people were working on for over a decade, and to successfully do that, I mean, no one's ever done what they did, and then to have this unbelievable payoff and emotional wrap up.
I'm listening, dude. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
It was very unemotional and boring.
I was fine with Endgame. I also
It's very boring.
was like had to like catch up on the MCU.
I love when Captain
because
Marvel
I
just
didn't
showed
watch
up
it.
out of nowhere and just like, hey, I'm here again.
But you see them, and then the whole Avengers Assemble thing, it gives you chills up your spine.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's the best. It was the best wrap up, but the best way they could have ended it. And I love that movie. I love it a lot. So,
Wow.
Yikes.
number 5, Days of Future Past. Number 4, Iron Man 3. Number 3, Infinity War. Number 2, Civil War. Number 1, Endgame. Shout out to Blade.
I need to watch Blade.
Blade's sick.
Yeah.
It's
Blade's
not in my top
fucking
5, but
awesome.
Blade's sick.
Yeah. That's why I said, because, like,
But it's also Blade's got corny moments too.
They're all 3 pretty solid, right? From what I've heard.
no, not the third one.
Oh.
I still like the third one. Most people don't.
Yeah.
Do you like Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds but with a sword?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Deadpool is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's that. I mean, it's still fun. Triple H is in it.
What the fuck's he doing there?
He's a vampire. He's a big vampire.
Triple H is a
Yeah, Triple H is a real big
They should've made him
vampire.
like a gargoyle or something.
He looks like one.
All right, is another ad or does someone else go? How do we
Someone else
do this?
goes.
Okay. Is it me?
It's you then, dude. These I just can't like. I didn't even like make fun of you enough
Mine's
because
a
I was
little-
just in shock.
Yeah. That was a little shocking.
I don't know. It's
Mine's
like
a
I
little more
said. He
predictable.
started off with Days of Future Past and said that's the best X-Men.
Mine's a little more predictable. You guys are going to know what's going to be in mine. I will go ahead and say there's only one.
How many Spider-Mans?
There's only one. There's only one guilty pleasure that you could like not argue in top 5. The other ones I feel like you can easily argue top 5, and most people would. I feel like. Anyways, number 5, Avengers: Infinity War. Easily the best MCU movie. Endgame sucked. It undid everything Infinity War did. It was the polar opposite.
That's the only way you could. End
No, but
the
it was the polar opposite vibe. Infinity War was 10 times more emotional than Endgame. It was like everything Endgame should have been as far as feeling. Like I just felt nothing watching Endgame. Infinity War gave me. It was really one of the only MCU movies where I felt like there was something at stake and like I should care about what's going to happen next. Like the other ones, they just kind of felt like page turners to the next one. Infinity War, I think it was amazing and blending all these different characters from different backstories and putting them all into one story, having them unite. It was super dark, like you said. The action was phenomenal. Thanos was great. Yeah, Infinity War was amazing. It's easily my favorite MCU movie.
I will say I do like it more. Because when I originally saw it, I didn't like Infinity War. It's just, I don't know. The pacing's kind of, they're just like jumping and jumping
It's
and jumping.
chaotic.
Just trying to
It
set
is
up so
chaotic.
much shit.
I just
Yeah.
love build up and payoff.
But
I
it's
love build
still,
up and
it's
payoff.
better than what I said it was originally, for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love. That's why I'm such a huge fan of The Dark Knight Rises, because I love the build up and then the massive payoff, and then
What is your massive payoff, dude?
just like how tense it is leading up to him Thanos actually win, and it almost looks like they're gonna somehow get away with it, and then he gets the shit.
Well, what's funny is they would have won if Star-Lord wasn't a fuck.
Yeah, he fucked it up. Yep. But I just love the ups and downs of the movie and the build up to the final moment of what happens. And Jack said the music just cuts and then it's just the end. You're like, oh shit. And yeah, like I said, how difficult it must be to blend all those stories and characters together in one movie and make it not Justice League or Batman versus Superman. I mean, it takes a lot of skill and effort and budget and all that stuff, and I think they did an amazing job. Number 4, Deadpool 2.
That was number 6.
I still to this
I
day
just knew that shit was.
think it's the
Actually, that's
I
number
think
7.
it's far better. Do what?
So actually, that's number 7. Guardians 2 is number
I
6.
think it's better than. I think it's better in every regard than the first one. I think everything the first one does, it does better. I think it's funnier, action's better. It's not an origin story, so it's already default better, not being an origin story. Everything just about it's fantastic.
From what I remember from both of them, I agree. I agree. the second
Pure
one's better.
entertainment. I mean, I love the first one too.
Oh, and then fucking Jeff Brolin's awesome.
Josh?
Josh Brolin.
Who's Jeff?
Sorry, Jeff Bridges and Josh
Jeff
Brolin
Bridges
get
from
mixed
Iron Man
up in
1.
my mind.
Does Jeff Brolin hang out with Toby Scott?
Deadpool 2, yeah. And I know you didn't like Cable because he wasn't powerful enough, but I have no stock in the Deadpool comics. I'm just watching it as an independent movie, and I loved it. And I liked how Cable wasn't necessarily purely a bad guy, but he was doing bad thing or good. He was doing the wrong things to kind of get the right outcome, to get his personal outcome, being selfish.
I agree.
And I was shocked that they killed his girlfriend off. That blew my fucking mind that they kill her.
Yeah. And the girl.
Yeah.
The girl. Who's the black? She's awesome.
That's also they could be going into the comics because Deadpool marries Death at one point.
Yeah.
God damn it! Who's the black chick? And his
yeah, you guys love this fucking second one so much, but you don't know her name.
Domino.
Yeah, yo, she's awesome in that movie.
Oh, and then
she's like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
No, she's very good.
And then Peter's in it. The guy, he's just like he saw
the normal guy.
He just saw the flyer and he's there. Yeah. He's like, so you just saw this and was like, you thought I'll show up to this. And he was like, yeah, pretty much. He goes, well, you're in. And then they all just die.
Oh yeah,
it's
surprise cameo from Brad Pitt.
What is he
literal like one frame cameo?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Deadpool 2 is great. The ending is very like they even get it kind of emotional towards the end, which is it's shocking that they could even do that.
I think it's just does everything better than the first one, just a little bit better.
He's trying to go into the X-Men.
Yeah, it's fucking
that
great.
Shit is great.
All the fourth wall breaks are amazing. What's his face?
I feel like watching it now.
His buddy. What's his name?
Colossus.
No, Colossus is great too, but the bartender friend of his, he's great in it.
Oh, T.J. Miller.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, I love T.J. Miller.
Yeah, he's fantastic in it. Great movie.
Great
Super
nihilist. T.J. Miller.
Number 3, you could argue this is number 1. Logan, best X-Men movie, if you want to call it a superhero movie. I just cannot believe you would try to say goddamn Civil War or Iron Man 3 are better than Logan. Logan is a masterpiece.
Hey,
It's not a masterpiece.
You can show Logan to like someone who doesn't give a shit about like comic books or anything like that, and it holds its own like. I mean, sure, it's like an Oscar movie. Like it's
really
artistic.
good.
It's
really good.
It's everything that you would want in a movie. It's extremely sad and emotional. God, dude, when
the little girl's performance.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
she's
great
kid acting. And when he dies at the end, they have like she puts the cross up and it's the X at his grave, and Hurt from Johnny Cash starts playing. Oh man, and it's just horrifically violent. They finally let Wolverine be R and be just as violent as shit.
Let him be R. Okay.
Yeah. It's flawless. It's amazing.
It's great.
And it's grown. It's been better every time I've watched it. Because I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, it's really good. It's really, really good. But I don't know. And then rewatching it just hits harder every
Well, it was
time.
super hyped. So like that was kind of the same thing for me. Like first viewing, I was like, this is really good, but like people are making this out to be fucking something crazy. And then the more you watch it,
it's the perfect send off.
Well, then maybe
Hugh Jackman
that's the reason why I've only seen it once.
Oh,
so maybe
it gets better each time.
Maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah.
My only critique is I wish they hadn't so brutally killed Professor Xavier. He just kind of dies really quickly. That was quite sad. But you could easily make the argument that's number 1. I mean, some people say that's like the Dark Knight of Marvel movies.
I don't agree with that at all.
All right, this is my guilty pleasure one. I still think it's great.
Guilty pleasure made it all the way up to 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of my favorite movies. Period.
Holy shit!
Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh, it's 3.
No, Spider-Man 3 is not good. It's good in a different way. If you like bad, it's good.
It's not in that way either.
But Spider-Man, we already had the episode that got very heated. I got very angry because I'm not saying it should be everyone's top 5. I do think it's like top 15 worthy for everybody. I think it's very solid, holds up. I think it's the most like Spider-Man feeling movie, and it's got all this like just me growing up playing the Spider-Man games as a kid on like PlayStation 1 and 2 and like having the comics. I just feel like it nails all the little things that you would want from like the origin story of Spider-Man. A lot of comic booky goodness. And I just grew up watching it, so I have a soft spot for this movie.
I mean, it's really good.
Willem Dafoe is fucking amazing as the Green Goblin. He's amazing in anything he does. Even if it's a bad movie, he's going to be a good villain.
Best YouTube poops, too.
And it has, all these movies have been memed out really hard, so that definitely hurts it for some people. But I love Spider-Man. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Love the first Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man.
Like you said, Love Spider-Man.
Love
Spider-Man. I'll say it again. I love Spider-Man.
It's like his love is so great. That's the only thing his brain can. Love Spider-Man. Love Spider-Man.
I love
Love Spider-Man.
I do. I just
That's
love
gonna
it.
be Colin, 80 years old in the nursing home.
Love Spider-Man.
guys
Love
keep
Spider-Man.
saying
Love
it.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2002.
They're trying to give him applesauce. Love Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi.
I love Sam Raimi.
I as well do.
Sam
love
Raimi's
Sam
great.
Raimi. Except Oz the Great and Powerful was awful. I'm sorry, that movie's terrible.
All right.
All right, what's number one?
Number
I don't
one.
even know at this point.
I know exactly what it is. I can tell you right
Spider-Man
now.
2.
Spider-Man 2.
How did I not see that
Okay,
coming?
I knew exactly.
I rewatched Spider-Man 2.
1 and 2 is, oh my
I hadn't
God.
seen Spider-Man
That's
2.
like Pebbles.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my thing. So Spider-Man 1 is my guilty pleasure because it's not like widely considered to be like this top 10 Marvel movie, but like Spider-Man 2 is like considered. It's like super critically acclaimed. Like it was on every top 5 list that I looked at today. Like pages, every top 5. Spider-Man
Well, of course, it's
2
going to be on yours.
No, but I went through like 10 to 15 pages to check. I had to know. Spider-Man 2 is a masterpiece.
I bet you if I
rewatched
googled it right here, 10 of all mine won't have it.
No, Spider-Man 2. It was revolutionary. It has the
I don't know
best.
if it's revolutionary.
It has the best action scenes of any Marvel movie, and it's not even close.
That's not true.
The train scene. I mean, you got Joey Diaz in the scene.
That's great.
The train scene
Yeah.
is incredible. The scene where the hospital where they're doing the operation on them is dark as fuck,
Well,
dude.
what I was gonna say.
It is, and Doc Ock is an incredible villain. I watched it. I hadn't watched it maybe like 5 to 6 years, and I rewatched it recently, and I was going in like clear-minded, thinking maybe it's not gonna hold up as good, and it completely exceeded my expectations. It is a masterpiece, flawless. There's literally not one single bad thing I can say about
I just
the movie.
remember
It is purely flawless.
Peter and Mary being cringy as fuck.
Well, he's supposed to be an awkward, like, he's awkward. He's awkward and
Yeah,
like
but
weird.
I mean,
and,
like, I don't know, man. I just remember it like being so
I never
cringy.
Dunst in any of these.
Well, I love
I
Kirsten
thought she's been
Dunst,
great in it.
but just like I don't know, him reading the poetry.
Well, they're flawed. They're
and
flawed
all
people.
that.
They're flawed people, and he's nerdy and awkward, and she's like in this. She kind of has this like love-hate thing with him because, everything that's going
Doc
on.
Ock is an amazing villain. I'll give you that.
Doc Ock's incredible.
Yeah.
Again, he's another one of the characters who's like not necessarily. Save it for the music later, damn it.
Watch as they all fly away.
One of the better Nickelback songs. That's not saying much.
that's because he teamed up with Saliva.
Yeah.
Let me out, I'm singing.
That's not Saliva. It's future leaders of the world.
All right. What the fuck?
Spider-Man 2. Incredible.
Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know how I didn't see that coming. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm good.
Number 5, Avengers Infinity War. Number 4, Deadpool 2. Number 3, Logan. Or number 3, Logan. Number 2, Spider-Man. Number 1, Spider-Man 2.
God, I feel. Hunter, does it feel like we've done this before?
Yeah. Have we? Oh, I thought you guys were still fucking with me. I don't know, man. I just feel like I've done this list before, and I'm so worried.
Well, before we get to Hunter's
You guys
top
have
5,
me worried.
let's take a quick commercial break.
This episode of The House of Rouse is brought to you by...
Coming to CNN, The House of Rouse Plus, and maybe Fox. Their great goblin debate for goblin rights. Current treasurer Janet it's Janet G. Oblin. Someone has made a typo. Versus Shady Bronson. Moderated by Bill Here. The score will get settled. The beef will get squashed. The questions will get answered. The goose will get cooked. The money will be spent. The MC will get served. The turkey will get jived. The chicken will get fried. The leprechaun will get his gold fruit. Best served cold. Tune in or out. The Great Goblin Debate for Goblin Rights. Coming soon. Best served cold got me.
What the fuck?
Raspberries. Best served cold.
Jesus, we really are covering a lot of this. Do
I'm
we want to
pumped.
spread this kind of media around? It's fake news.
Well, Janet Joplin, you know, she's been getting a lot of hate recently, but I think she's doing a great job.
Why would you think that?
I mean, she was doing.
I mean, she does her job so well that people just think of her as Janet the Treasurer.
It's Colin. I'm on to you, buddy.
I'm looking at you.
About?
I'm seeing what you're doing.
Janet, she was a little confused by the job at first, but
Shady Bronson is gonna take care of business.
Shady Bronson's a fucking asshole.
Okay, time for the real top 5.
We're back.
Whoever's listed has to say that. I hope you cut it off right there and put Animal by Def Leppard. Oh, God. Okay. Again, I wrote this list really quick. Here's what I did. I typed in Marvel movies, and of course, they just showed me all the MC Moo.
MC Moo.
That's a good rap name.
MC Moo.
Yeah, that's a good rap name. Write that down. Write that down.
How about this MC Little Caesar? Because I keep my rhymes hot.
No. But anyway, I just looked through MCU movies, and I was like, I don't think a lot of these are gonna make it on the list. And then I wrote my list.
Okay.
So number 5, Guardians.
The first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Surprised y'all didn't have that on there.
It's honorable mention. The first, I think they're almost equal. I might like the second one a tad.
I think the second one's
Tad
better.
bit more.
You guys just love sequels, which blows my mind.
The middle one's
Russell,
usually the best
bro.
one.
You are just big fans of sequels.
No,
and
Kurt
it always
Russell.
blows my mind.
The second one's usually the best
Sylvester Stallone, Kurt Russell. You kidding me? You kidding me?
one. The second one of a trilogy.
Anyway, Guardians.
And the dude from Walking Dead who's whistling around. I mean, his character development's crazy in the second one.
Anyway, the first Guardians, this is in the middle phase of Marvel fatigue, and it just kind of...
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, breath of fresh air, brightened everything up.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, everybody knows the soundtrack is fucking amazing. Chris Pratt, I already loved him on Parks and Rec, so to see him kind of transition to the big screen was nice. I think the whole cast is perfectly cast. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all day.
That's great.
Yeah.
No fight
for
me.
It's pretty easy on that one.
Yeah.
No fight.
Yeah.
Here it is. I was surprised to see Days of Future Past, number 4.
Hey.
I didn't think, but again, it's
Honorable mentions.
It's not the best. It's not the best X-Men movie. It's the best of the new 3, or which 3 now, or I don't know. They've fucked that series up a lot.
I stopped watching after Apocalypse. That's when I quit.
Oh, Apocalypse is terrible.
I quit on Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is bad.
Yeah.
I would like to rewatch X2 and Days of Future Past to figure out which one's better, because I remember thinking that they're both pretty much equal. Like, they're both amazing.
Okay, well, I'm going to just give you a hint. I'm going to settle that debate right here, right now. So Days of Future Past, we already talked about it, but I do enjoy I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
Hell yeah.
Professor X is McAvoy. I like him as Professor X.
Yep.
Again, they get real dark in that one. That scene where Magneto goes into the bar in Argentina and fucking is like just like throwing the knife around with the magnet and just like killing the old fucking Nazis. It was awesome. So to add that kind of darkness, Mystique gets real dark in that movie. You know, the whole plot of that's real dark because there's just these robots that are gonna go. Yeah.
Amazing job at creating a cast that's almost like equally as good as the old cast.
Yeah. So I think it really did work on a lot of levels.
Except in Dark Phoenix, Jennifer Lawrence didn't give a fuck.
Again, that's different though. Those sucked. X-Men has a tendency to make 2 good movies and then shit the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, really all over the place.
And they do that all over. Yeah.
Which is why number 3, New Mutants.
New Mutants.
I heard that sucked.
I don't even care.
It got delayed for a year and a half. What do you? I mean, what did you think was going to happen?
I heard that was terrible.
Number 3 is Deadpool 1. Again, you guys, it's always this. This is the Anchorman argument again.
Anchorman 2 is better.
Anchorman 2 is better than the
It's
first
just I see it as,
More of the
I don't
first
know.
one.
This one was just, I thought the first one was perfect. It's just, having read Deadpool comics, like I thought it was a very, like such a good adaptation, and it just had the right feel. I felt it was, I don't know, I feel like it's more gory. I feel like the first one's gorier.
I haven't seen it, honestly. I haven't seen the first one in a long time.
I feel like the
the
first
scene where they
one's-
kill off all the people in the second one they kill all the people in the squad is pretty fucking good. The dude gets put through a meat grinder, or like not meat grinder, one of those things they put all the sticks in. The maintenance people put all the sticks in.
Oh,
and
wood
shoots them
chipper.
out. Wood chipper, yes.
The second one's more Well,
I
guy
think
gets
it's more.
the
I think
acid shot in
I think
him?
that's more like fun,
Yeah, it's more-
campy
yeah.
almost. But the first one's gorier, more just a touch more real to it. I don't know. I don't know. I prefer
It's
that
great.
one.
I love the first one too.
And again, like you said, I don't know. I had a problem with Cable. Just they kind of because in fucking Deadpool and Cable is like his telekinesis is fucking like they literally him and Professor X have a conversation in a cabin, and he breaks down the entire cabin with his mind, and then like rebuilds it while they're talking. Damn. Like that's the kind of power Cable has.
well, even if Cable was weak, they had Juggernaut, and he says, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Doesn't
Yeah, he had to.
I think that was the last
That's
stand.
The Last Stand. That's a good movie too.
That's not a good movie.
But does he
don't
say
know.
I'm the Juggernaut bitch in Deadpool 2?
I can't
Maybe.
remember.
I feel like
Who would win?
Whatever.
Who would
It's
win,
Deadpool.
Cable or Dr. Manhattan, Hunter?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan.
All right. Because
Dr.
of his
Manhattan
dong?
is omniscient.
Is it because of his big blue
And
dong?
it's the dong. It's definitely the dong.
He hangs full dong. the whole-
Number
almost the whole
2 is
movie.
Logan.
Yeah,
Damn.
amazing.
Yeah, Logan just gets better every time you watch it. It's so fucking gritty. The acting is amazing. It's such a perfect send-off for this character that we have. You know, it's kind of like, you know, whatever your feelings are on Endgame or Infinity War. It's just this kind of send-off that just feels right. The girl actress is amazing in it. To be bilingual and like throw that shit in there like different ways while she's acting is awesome. Shit, I even like what's his face? What's the albino guy? I can't remember his name.
I have no idea.
He's the British
He
guy.
can't
but
be
whatever.
exposed to the sun. That
Yeah,
guy.
I like him too. Yeah, but the only thing I would say is I feel like they definitely let Wolverine go ham at least once before Logan.
In full violence.
Yeah.
X2 was pretty violent, but I mean, this was the first like R.
Is that when he boxes that fat dude in X-Men Origins?
Oh yeah, it was Origins. That. You know what? I'm changing my top 5. That's my number 3.
X-Men Origins?
Yeah, Logan goes down a notch.
Okay, that's a good
I'll
call.
cut out Days of Future.
Yeah.
Past.
What
I
about
should've-
Wolverine, X-Men, or X-Men goes Japan?
Oh God! All right, so now they go down.
Oh.
Goes down again.
You gotta go down again.
That's number 3.
All right.
God, I gotta write my list.
Oh man.
I'll save this for the next time when you make a top 5 or you change your next top 5s.
What do you think number 1 is?
Me?
Man, I don't know. What
Based
your
on the
number
list I've had so far,
is.
what
I
do you
have no
think my number
fucking
1 is?
clue.
It's not an MCU movie.
That's a good call.
It's got to be. Hang on.
Is it X2?
I was gonna say it's either. I don't think it's gonna be X2. I don't think it's X2. I think Logan is your number 1. Spider-Man, Blade.
It's X2.
Oh, it is.
It is X2.
Okay.
That movie, I went back and rewatched it because this was another one.
Recently?
It's kind of like the Spider-Man with you.
Dude
where
from
I
Born
hadn't seen
Identity.
A lot of people say it's the best.
I
one.
hadn't seen it in a while, and I just wanted to see if it held up, and it fucking held up.
Yeah.
That was the movie that really, I feel like, got me into superhero movies. Because like before that, we had the fucking like the
first
Batman
X-Men's
and
awesome.
You have like the like you
It
have
is
like
good.
it is, but
Second one's
like
better,
it's
though, for
not.
sure.
It's like this is a sequel. Where instead of more of the other stuff, they were like, let's go back and fix all the shit we fucked up on. They're like, Wolverine's not violent enough. Well, we're going to let him fuck up a whole lot
Yeah.
of people
That one's
trying
real
to get inside
political
the school.
too, right?
Oh, I mean, everything X-Men is political.
But that one's like,
Yeah,
we
that
can all
one-
agree First Class sucks, right?
First Class is good.
I wouldn't
First
say, I
Class
don't think it
sucks.
sucks.
It's good, but it's like
Overrated as fuck.
I'd say
I don't think it
It's like
sucks.
6.57 for me.
I hated
10,
it.
you know.
It's one of my least favorite X-Men movies.
I think if you rewatched it, you'd like it a little bit more.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
oh,
That
no, I
thing's
don't-
cheesy. That's like the Crimson Tide of X-Men movies.
Oh, my God.
Shit sucks.
I don't think. But anyway, X2 was the movie that was really got me into superhero movies, I feel like. Because, again, before that, you have like you have Batman and Robin and Batman
Yeah.
Forever.
Batman Forever is dope. Batman Forever is dope, dude.
Is that Jim
I mean, I
Carrey?
still watch that movie a lot, but like X2 was like, holy shit, this is what a superhero movie is supposed to be, huh? That opening scene with fucking Nightcrawler going through their White House
Yeah.
still holds up. It's still fucking
Mystique
sick.
is amazing in that one. Mystique's got some great scenes.
in that one. And like I said, Wolverine goes fucking ham. He's finally he gets to let go and be the animal. Rogue doesn't suck as much.
Rogue's cool in the
Rogue sucks in the first
yeah,
one. I
I mean,
fucking
yeah, you're
hate
kind-
Rogue in the first one.
Yeah, I guess.
I liked Rogue.
I like when she eats the crackers that are in Wolverine's glove box. That's like my favorite part of the first one.
Which one is the one where Logan stabs her? Wolverine stabs her. Is it the second one? The first one. In the bed. She's having a nightmare. Or he's having a nightmare and she comes in to wake him up.
No, that's first. That's the first one. That's the first one.
The first one's solid too.
Yeah, it is.
The second one is better in every regard though.
For sure. Yeah, so it's X2.
Which one opens up? Which one opens up in World War II and Magneto?
First class.
That's first class.
Showing the Holocaust stuff.
Yeah, it's first class.
Yeah.
Were you about to say you like that scene?
No, I was gonna say fuck.
No, you were gonna say you liked it. So it's number 5, Guardians. Number 4, Days of Future Past. Number 3, Deadpool. Number 2, Logan. Number 1, X2.
Yeah, I'd like to rewatch X2 and Days of Future Past.
It's still got it's definitely still has some corny moments. But again, it fixes a lot of that.
Damn.
Because like the first one, you have the scene when Storm's like, hey, "Do you know what happens to a frog in a thunderstorm?"
That's in
The
first
same
one,
thing
right?
that happens to everything else.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they fix those kind of corny
Yeah.
shits from the first one. So
I got
like
you.
instead of being more of everything from the first one, they were like, let's fine tune everything. Take the shit that worked and fix the shit that
You got the
didn't
dude
work.
from Born Identity too, or Born Supremacy, whichever one he was in. I think it's the second one. The villain,
God,
Brian Cox is his name.
I would love to rewatch those movies too.
Brian Cox. Love Brian Cox.
Great choices. We
Shout
should do a
out.
triple feature of all the Bourne movies. Or the
Yikes.
3.
I would love
the
to
3
do-
that count.
No, dude. No. Hey, Jason Bourne's dope too. I don't care what anyone says. That one's fucking awesome.
I'll give it a shot. I haven't seen it. All right.
Time for
Oh,
one
I'm
last ad.
Yep. Let's cut to that, and then we'll reveal what the next episode will be.
This episode of the House of Rouse is brought to you by...
This episode is sponsored by What Do I Do With This Ball? What do I do with this ball? I've got this ball, and I'm unsure what I should do with it. Should I throw it? Sniff it? Just hold it in my mouth? Yeah, that last one seems weird. But here's the thing. I'm a dog. We are sentient. We have the ability to think. And this is what I'm thinking about. What do I do with this ball? Only $8.99 at Walmart. Promo code, where the fuck does ball go?
Did we get mail from a dog?
I think we just got our first ad from a dog.
Did a dog type that?
The House of Rouse is not sponsored by dogs.
Okay, are goblins the same thing as dogs?
No, totally different.
Don't bring that up ever again. Our producers are gonna shut us down immediately if we bring it up again. All right, we're back, and it's my pick. I'm very excited to reveal. I was flip flopping between like 10 other movies, but I'm very excited for this one because I haven't seen this in ages.
Yikes.
And I'm pretty sure all of us have seen it, and I have no idea what it's gonna be like. My pick,
Oh god.
The Green Hornet, with Seth Rogen and
2011.
Cameron Diaz. I
Okay.
remember very much enjoying this movie.
I loved this movie
and it was hated.
when I watched it.
It was very much hated. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I remember
I
liking
feel
it a
like
lot.
I feel like I was very middle of the road the first time seeing this movie. Didn't hate it, didn't love it.
I remember really
I
liking
remember
it.
loving it, but everything. But I remember liking it. It was
Yeah.
solid. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to go. I don't like Cameron Diaz very much. And I think this is a great one to cover because no one is ever going to cover this movie again. Besides
Green
us.
Hornet.
And
Okay.
my top 5. I've been on a real music kick here recently, and I'm going to have to redeem myself after getting cut off by Def Leppard. You fuck.
That was, you guys do realize that was a year ago at this point.
That's true. We're gonna do
What?
top 5 top 5 hard rock songs from the 90s.
Okay.
So it's hard rock, can
Hard
be
rock.
teeter almost into the metal genre, but not.
And grunge, does that count like Nirvana?
Yeah,
Right?
Oh, I'd have
There's
to
a there's
say
a
so.
specific
If
sound.
you're talking about rock from
To
the
hard rock.
90s, what are you going to not have grunge in the list?
You guys know what hard rock constitutes?
Def
Fucking-
Leppard 90s albums
Best
count.
ska bands. I've been hooked on ska recently.
That band of songs. Top 5 hard rock songs of the 90s.
So Def Leppard 90s songs count.
10
Sure.
by Pearl Jam. The whole thing.
there might be a song on there.
All right,
No, you can
I
only do
like
one song
that.
per
I like
band.
that.
One song per band.
One song per band.
Yeah.
I like that. I do
Okay.
like that.
I like that. Yeah.
It's gonna make everybody very angry though. And I picked this because I've just been listening to shit ton of 90s hard rock.
I recommend.
Yeah, and if you didn't do that, it'd be at least 3 Alice in Chains songs from you.
It would be. They're the best hard rock band of the 90s. It's not even close.
I recommend checking out the Melvins. If you guys haven't checked out the Melvins.
I won't.
Never.
Okay, well,
Check out the Smiths, everybody.
not the.
Not
Dude,
gonna do
what?
that either.
Dude, if you actually listen to the Smiths, you would hate them.
I don't like them.
I have. That's why I don't like
I knew
them.
you would. They
I don't
have
think
one
they're
good song.
necessarily bad. They're not my.
This
not
Charming
my-
Man is a good song, I will say. I do listen to that song often.
It's not my genre.
Well, the lead singer was a quite the pretentious asshole.
Well, their band is called the Smiths, so
I don't know what that
sounds
means.
like a pretentious name. We have a hipster rock band like Oasis or some bullshit.
What?
I don't know. It just gives me
Oasis
that
was
vibe.
just two brothers making.
They're pretentious assholes.
I don't think they're pretentious assholes
The
at
dude
all.
said they're the greatest band to ever exist.
Yeah, but then after they made, well, I never heard that, but I know after they made like one album, they were like, I have nothing to write about anymore, and then you just like, well, like fuck this.
All right, well, that wraps up this week's episode.
And they
month's-
say that a hero
You gotta be the one that saves me.
not gonna stand here.
After all,
I hold
you're
on
my
to
wonder.
works of an eagle.
All my top 5 are going to be Third Eye Blind.
Just cut that shit already.